Hey Flosstube, I'm Amy. I love toads and cross stitch. Today is October the 2nd, 2022, and it's Flosstube 86. So I told y'all that I would come back in a few days and do like a real Flosstube. I had done a camping vlog, which was like 10 minutes, real short. So here's the real Flosstube. I'm in a different location because my husband's area where I usually film is got his computer and it's a mess and I didn't want to have to clean it up. I used to film at the kitchen table, but I have tortoise cages on my kitchen table now. So we don't use the kitchen table. The tortoises live there. I have a lot to show today. I'll start with my FFOs. One is that raven, and I'm going to get him, show him to you, and then put him back up there. So, okay, here he is. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings, I think, and it's stitched on maybe a fortnight fabric. I used all the called for colors. I took the border off, so there was a border that went around with like a stars, and I put some bat spider fabric there, put some bats on the back, and I stuffed it with my favorite, which is sawdust. It's my favorite scent, is sawdust. So yeah, he turned out awesome. Love him. So I'm gonna stick him back up there. Okay, another finish. I shortened this one. What is this called? Turtles All the Way Down by Ink Circles. I changed the colors. And my thought was to make it a bookmark. So I stitched it on 28 count over 1 and made him a little bookmark. So I took like artist pens and just drew some grass and a little flower, and I put some felt on the back and just stitched it up. So now I have a little bookmark. Where am I going to put all this? Because I'm in a different location. I finished Batty. This is my Mill Hill, given to me by Lisa. I did change the colors. Y'all know I change a lot of stuff all the time. I changed the colors from purple to, I guess, gray. And he turned out awesome. So I have not done anything with him yet. I haven't put it back on and put a hanger on. But yeah, he's got all kinds of beads. So these dark areas, those are black beads I had bought from 1-2-3 Stitch. And then it came with this cute little bead right there, which is a leaf. So yep, turned out so cute. Okay, and let me show you. This is one of my purchases that I got. This is my bead holder. It's from an Etsy shop. They are in Ukraine, so it took me about almost a month to get. I don't know if I can open it and show you without my beads falling out. So my beads are in there. I put my black ones there and my green ones up there, and then some of the gray ones were there, and it's got a magnet on it, so it holds my beads. So that was fun. So yeah, that was one of my purchases. I don't remember what the shop was called. They have a couple cute ones to hold your beads. But I will try to link it below. Okay, I have a finish. Vicky, stitch and button. Hi. Me and Vicky are stitching this together. Vicky is stitch and button here on Flosstube, and she has a Facebook group. She bought me this pattern. So I did some changes. I chopped his little head off. Actually, I think it's a hat. He was wearing a hat. And I chopped his hat off. Somebody's walking down the street. My dog may bark. I'll have to cut it out if she does. And so he's called the Hunter. And he had arrows and a bow in his little bag here. And yep, she sees the person walking down the street. Are you done? Did you get him? I put flowers in that little bag instead of the bow and arrows. So he's going off to hunt for flowers and maybe some mushrooms. So I stitched this on .36 count vintage pecan butter by Lakeside Linen. I did 1/2. And he turned out great. That grass was a bear, I'm telling you. I think Vicky's leaving her grass out. But she's stitching it on like a really cool, is it fabric flare? I don't know. It's got a printed background on it. It looks really cool. So she really doesn't need the grass. But yeah, so I chopped his little hat off a little bit because it was just way too tall. And I added those flowers. I hope you can see them okay. And I just, so you know how you kind of doodle sketch on a thing, I doodled stitch. So I just made some stems and then I took another color and just made the petals of the flowers, and then I think I did a colonial knot for the middle of the flowers. So he's done. And he looks fantastic. I wish he was smiling though. I didn't know how to make him smile. I sort of drew on the pattern some smile lines and it looked weird, so I was scared. Like little lines right there to see what he would kind of look like if I tried to make him smile. But it didn't look right, so I just left him alone. He's just thinking really hard, so. Okay, let me put that down there. The last time you saw this, it was almost done with this block. So I'm stitching this with Jemima the Rocking Stitcher. We're trying to finish it by the end of the year. I will put a picture of what it's going to look like here. It is a free pattern by Emily somebody. Emily, I don't know. I'll put, you know what, I'll put the link. Oop, Nellie hit you. There's my little nest display back there. Okay, sorry. I hope that didn't make you sick. Yeah, Nellie's walking around. She hit the little tripod thing. Okay, so I'm stitching this on 28 count, 1/1, and I will put the link below for the free flower patterns. She's looking for something, I don't know. Anyway. My husband just walked in, so I paused it. Oh, always something going on in this house. Both my boys are home, so, and the dogs, and the turtles. I don't even know where I was. I was showing you I finished that block, I think. October? November, December, yes. And I still haven't decided if I'm gonna flip those flowers or not. I feel like I wanna put them in order now. I don't know. We'll see. So Jemima and I are trying to finish this by the end of the year. I think we're gonna do it. And I messaged her on Instagram the other day and I said, I can't believe we only had 2 more blocks to go. It's amazing. took my coffee in the kitchen while I paused, and now I don't have my coffee here. It'll be fine. Okay, I have a new start with, let's see, I'm stitching this one with Lisa. She is half of Stitching the Dream. I met her at StitchCon, and this is Cottage Garden Samplings. Simplicity, let's see. There is beauty in simplicity. Love daisies, love goldfinches. And I started this, I think the day after I got back from camping. This is a vintage country mocha. I think I told y'all before that I was stitching it on 36, but I'm not. I'm stitching it on 40. So it's 40 count vintage country mocha. And that is my start. So I just have 3 little daisies. I don't know if Lisa started hers yet. I've been so busy I haven't been able to message her yet. Let's see, it goes this way. There we go. So those daisies in the corner is what I have so far. I'll message you today or tomorrow, Lisa, and see if you were able to start yours. And I do believe I'm using all the call for colors except one. So the daisies were charted for you see that? 712, and it was very creamy. And on this vintage country mocha, they weren't going to stand out. So I changed my daisies to be blanc. I want them to be more white. And they look really white in this picture. So I want them to look like that. So I did change the daisy colors. And if I have before photos, I'll put them in. Oh, and it was like unanimous. Like everybody likes the before photos. So I asked that on my last Flosstube. This is from Cooler Classic Designs. Where is it? Hold on. The woods behind my house. And I'm right here. This piece of fabric is sand. I pictured this plus, and it is a 36 count. It is not ironed. Nothing is ironed. And this is where I'm at. So let me pull back so I can put in a before. And y'all might be able to hear the dishwasher running. I think, what, 2 videos ago I had the washing machine running. So yeah, it looks so great. Just slowly gonna work on that one. I have it in my Christine bag from Stitch All the Things. Okay, this one, I try to work on Fridays. Haven't been working on it very much on Fridays. Smoky Mountain Christmas. And if you're new here, I'm cutting it off, like right here. I'm not stitching this over here. I've only stitched that part. It is a 36 count white linen. And you'll be able to tell I worked, when I put the before up, I'll do that in a minute. You'll be able to tell that I worked on his jacket right here. it's looking good. I have the windows open and it's starting to rain, and you can now you can hear the rain hitting my little barrel. Not barrel, my watering cans. I put them under where the rain drips to catch the water. I do have rain barrels too, but I might have to close that window. So yeah, ew, it's so fantastic. I feel like it could be done by the end of this year. Which would be amazing because I want to start a bunch of stuff. Let's see, yeah, so it's 63 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It feels so good out there, and it's 71 in the house, which I'm hot. So I open the windows because it's so much nicer outside. Okay, for Sampler September, the last half of Sampler September, I concentrated on this one. Let me go close the window because you can you can hear that. Hold on. Okay, so Sampler September, I concentrated on this, the last half. This is Sarah Elizabeth Brooke, 1842 by the Scarlet House. And I worked like all over the place. I also worked on this for Earth, Wind, and Fire Day from the Sunshine Stitchers. That was September 21st. I worked on the earth down here. So I think I worked more on the border. I did some 1/1 words. I worked in the brick. I worked in the grass. So you'll be able to see all that. This is stitched on 40 count vintage light exemplar by Lakeside Linens. Yep, so all that grass, like I'll pull it back and I'll do a before. Did all that grass. It's a lot of grass down there. I just do that while my husband and I watch shows at night. Did some more brick. I may have done another window, I don't remember. So the 1/1 words up there, the top line is done, I believe, of the words. There she is. So that was probably like September 16th through September 30th. I worked on that little by little, you know, just little here and there. Okay. I gave my fox a head. It's raining. I love when it rains. It's my watering my flowers. Okay. The Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. My fox did not have a whole head last time. This is stitched on a Fortnite fabric called Morale, I think. Morale. It's a type of mushroom. And this is where it's at, and it looks so good on this brown. Yeah, I like it on the brown. And I added a tree. I want this one done by StitchCon next year. Okay, this is the one that I worked on the first half of September for Sampler September. Oh, did I tell you the Hunter was my Whipco call? So the two Whipco calls, one I had already finished, and the other one was the Hunter, and now I finished that one. So Whipco was good for September. My Long Dog Sampler, the Pilgrim, and I worked in this area. I don't think that area is completely done, but that's what I concentrated on. This is called Chamomile Tea by R&R, 36 count. I'm doing it 1/2 with the DMC 3363, and it's quite large. So let's see. I'll pull it back in a minute. Let's see. Okay, here. I'll put the before in like of that area so you can see where I worked. So really, like, I only have like that corner, well, a little bit up, but like this could be done by next year, like the end of next year, if I keep going the way I'm going. So yeah, all that. And I was almost out of floss, so I went and got some more. Okay, the one I worked on when I was camping that y'all saw a lot of. Where's my picture? Here it is. My Biscornist, yellow warbler Biscornist, and I finished the outside and I got to the nest part. So we're working on the nest. This is 28 count, 2/2 right now. So, and it's all correct, no ripping out. So the nest comes like about here. And then the eggs will be in there, and the eggs will be 1/1. So finally I got that on track. Okay, lastly is the only full coverage I worked on this time, this go around since I filmed the last. I wasn't much in a dimensions mood, so I didn't work on my stocking at all in September. My brain, I just could not do dimensions kits, and I couldn't really do full coverage either, so that's why there's not much. This is Mini Deer Creek. The artist is Donna Gelsinger, and it is charted by Hade. And I think I did at least 1,000 stitches, like maybe 200 or 300 each week, but that was it. But I'll put a before in and you'll be able to tell. And I mostly worked on this background right here. So I'm stitching this with the Stitch Catiers, and I think it's called, there's a hashtag Dear Friend Sal, I think it is.